HOA sent cops to evict me from my ranch, but my brother's the sheriff, and he was not amused. What would you do if a power-hungry HOA tried to rip your family's legacy from your hands, only to discover they'd picked a fight with the wrong rancher? The sun was barely cresting over the rolling hills of my family's 50-acre ranch in central Texas when I heard the crunch of gravel under tires. It was too early for visitors, and the sound set my nerves on edge. I stepped onto the porch, coffee mug in hand, to see two squad cars pulling up, lights flashing but sirens off. Behind them, a sleek black SUV rolled in, and out stepped Karen Whitaker, the HOA president, her designer sunglasses glinting with smug satisfaction. She clutched a clipboard like it was a scepter, her lips curled into a smirk that screamed she'd already won. The deputies, looking uncomfortable in their pressed uniforms, approached me with eviction papers in hand, claiming my Landme family's home for 3 generations was now under the HOA's jurisdiction due to unpaid dues. My blood boiled. This wasn't just my home. It was my heritage, a sprawling ranch where my great-grandfather drove cattle, where my father taught me to ride, and where I planned to raise my own kids someday. Unpaid dues? I'd never even joined their ridiculous HOA. Karen's voice cut through the morning air, sharp and condescending. "Mr. Caldwell, you've ignored our notices for months. This ranch is within our community boundaries now, and you're in violation. Time to pack up." The deputies shifted awkwardly, one of them, a young guy named Tom, avoiding my gaze. I could tell he didn't want to be here. I demanded to see the paperwork, and as I scanned the documents, my heart sank. They'd somehow annexed my land into their HOA without my consent, citing a shady county ordinance I'd never heard of. The eviction notice was stamped with official seals, but something felt way off. I looked Karen dead in the eye and said, "This is my land, free and clear. You've got no claim here." Her smirk widened. "The sheriff's office disagrees. Let's go, boys." That's when the truth started to unravel. I wasn't just any rancher, and Karen had no idea who she was dealing with. My older brother, Jake Caldwell, wasn't just a local. He was the county sheriff, a no-nonsense man who'd spent years cleaning up messes in our tight-knit community. I pulled out my phone and dialed his number, keeping my voice calm but loud enough for everyone to hear. "Jake, you might want to get down to the ranch. Some HOA ladies got your deputies trying to evict me." The line went silent for a moment before Jake's deep drawl came through, laced with irritation. "I'm 10 minutes out. Nobody moves." Karen's confidence faltered, her eyes narrowing as she processed my words. The deputies exchanged glances, clearly unsure of what they'd just stepped into. While we waited, I laid into Karen, my voice steady but sharp. "This ranch has been in my family since before your HOA was even a gleam in some developer's eye. My great-grandfather built this house with his own hands. You think you can just waltz in with fake papers and steal it?" Karen scoffed, tossing her hair. "Your family's history doesn't matter. Rules are rules. The county redrew the lines, and you're part of our community now. Pay up or get out." Her arrogance was suffocating, but I noticed something. Her clipboard was trembling slightly. She wasn't as sure as she wanted me to believe. The deputies, meanwhile, were starting to question her. Tom pulled one of his colleagues aside, whispering about the paperwork looking off. I caught fragments of their conversation, something about the county clerk's office and mismatched signatures. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. A beat-up pickup truck roared up the drive, kicking up dust. Out stepped my neighbor, Old Man Hargrove, a grizzled cattleman who'd lived on the adjacent property for decades. He was the last person I expected to see, a recluse who rarely left his land. In his hand was a yellowed stack of papers, his face red with fury. "Caldwell, I heard what's going on," he growled. glaring at Karen. This HOA nonsense ends now. He thrust the papers at me original county land records from the 1950s, proving my ranch and his were explicitly excluded from any HOA jurisdiction due to a grandfather clause. Hargrove had been fighting his own battle with the HOA who'd tried to strong-arm him into compliance last year. He'd kept these documents locked away, waiting for the right moment. They forged those annexation papers, he spat. I checked with the county myself. Your land ain't theirs, and neither is mine. Karen's face drained of color, but she doubled down, snapping at Hargrove. Those records are outdated. The county approved our expansion. Her voice cracked, betraying her panic. The deputies, now openly skeptical, started flipping through Hargrove's documents. Tom radioed the sheriff's office for clarification, and I could see Karen's empire crumbling. That's when Jake's cruiser pulled up, his broad frame stepping out with an authority that silenced everyone. He took one look at the scene Karen's SUV, the deputy's unease, Hargrove's papers, and his eyes locked onto me. You okay, little brother? I nodded, handing him the HOA's eviction notice. He scanned it, his jaw tightening, then turned to Karen. Ma'am, you want to explain why you're wasting my department's time with this garbage? The confrontation was electric. Jake didn't raise his voice, but every word carried weight. He grilled Karen on the spot, demanding to know who authorized the annexation and why the sheriff's office was dragged into a civil dispute without proper court orders. Karen stammered, throwing out buzzwords like bylaws and community standards. But Jake wasn't having it. He called the county clerk right there, putting the call on speaker. The clerk confirmed Hargrove's records were valid. Me land was never part of the HOA and the annexation was based on fraudulent filings. Karen's clipboard hit the ground, her composure shattered. This is a misunderstanding, she pleaded, but Jake cut her off. No, ma'am, this is fraud, and you're lucky I don't haul you in right now. The deputies, now fully on my side, apologized profusely. Tom admitted they'd been misled by Karen's official paperwork and her insistence that the eviction was urgent. Jake ordered them to stand down and told Karen to leave my property immediately. She tried to argue, but Jake's stare shut her up. As she scurried back to her SUV, Hargrove let out a gravelly chuckle. That's what you get for messin' with folks' homes, lady. The deputies followed her out, ensuring she didn't linger. I thanked Hargrove, who just waved me off. Ain't nobody takin' our land, Caldwell. Not while I'm still breathin'. Karen's reign of terror didn't just end that day, it imploded. Word spread like wildfire through the county, and by the next week, the HOA board was under investigation. Turns out, Karen had been pulling similar stunts on other landowners, forging documents and bullying people into compliance. The county revoked the HOA's annexation rights, and Karen was ousted as president. Rumor has it she's facing lawsuits from half a dozen homeowners she tried to scam. My ranch? Still standing, same as it always has, with the sun setting over the hills and the cattle lowing in the distance. Jake even swung by later with a six-pack, shaking his head. Some people got too much time and not enough sense, he said, cracking a grin. This wasn't just about saving my ranch, it was about standing up to bullies who think they can rewrite history with a clipboard and a bad attitude. My family's legacy, and Hargrove's too, is stronger than any HOA's greed. It's a reminder that no matter how much power someone thinks they have, the truth has a way of catching up. So what do you think? Was Karen just a misguided busybody? Or did she deserve every bit of that takedown? Share your thoughts. I'd love to hear where you stand on this.